Dobry din or maybe Dobry ranok. My name is Kalu Nkechinyere. It was very simple. I wanted to leave Nigeria temporarily, and I have a friend in Ukraine. I also have my younger brother who started schooling in Ukraine the previous year. And my parents were like, okay, go join your younger brother, so that way you could keep an eye on him and watch his activities and be sure he's doing the right thing. And so I came to Ukraine, and it's been so far. Yes, most definitely. It's become more exposed, and it's looking more like Europe. But when I came, there was really no much difference between what I was used to in Nigeria and what I got here in Ukraine. But I think a few months down the line, or maybe like a year or so down the line, it's beginning to look more like Europe. You're beginning to see people more receptive to Africans. I know that people that came here earlier than I did, when it comes to being receptive to foreigners, it's a bit different. But now we have people who are more willing to want to interact with you, and they're more willing to want to basically assist you. Let's see. So I think the first positive I had was the people. I mean the old people, babushkas. They still are very nice to me personally. They're always ready to help people, especially foreigners. And they don't know how to speak English. That's the funny thing. They don't understand anything I'm saying, but they're willing to do sign language with me just to make sure that I get what I want, and even go the extra mile of following me to maybe if I need a direction. They don't mind getting me to the bus stop, waiting for the mashoka to come or the autobus to come, and then telling me to go on it, and then counting for me how many stops do I need to come down. That's the beauty thing about it. It's amazing. And what else? I think for me, the food, my favorite would be vareniki and smetana. Every other thing I don't like, but the vareniki and smetana are amazing. Let's see, I think one negative would be the fact that it's very difficult to get an apartment in Kyiv. If you have so many things working against you, you have being a foreigner, you have being a Nigerian, so it's most of the landlords are not willing to want to rent the house to you. And the reasons are good because they don't, if anything goes wrong, they cannot trace back, they don't have anything to hold on to. So they feel more safe giving it to a Ukrainian who at least they know something about. They have like a family they can hold on to, but a foreigner, they feel you just come and go. So it's very difficult getting an apartment here. Another thing I really do not like, and I hope that the new President Zelensky will change, is the banking system. It's very difficult for foreigners to put money in their accounts, or maybe transfer money back home, or receive money, or maybe even work and save up. It's quite difficult. The system is against it. So one negative experience I've had. So a few days back, I was in a supermarket and my friends and I just got some things, went for shopping for a new apartment, and we ordered a taxi on Uber. Uber. And then the man came. Immediately he got to the shopping mall and he saw that we were 3 black people. immediately he became agitated, was screaming and shouting that no, he doesn't want us. First of all, we went into the taxi and we wanted to put our things at the back, and he was like, we could come in, but not with our luggages. And we're like, duh, we cannot go without the luggage. And he started screaming, you cannot go in with the luggage, so we either walk out or we do not go with the luggage. And he became agitated like that, and it became such a scene, and everyone was staring at us. And you know, being black in a place where we were the only black, like in I don't know, in like maybe 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers, we're the only black there, so it was quite a scene. And I also got pissed off, and I started screaming, and he started screaming, and it was just bad for both of us. And they have sort of a bad law. If you cancel a taxi, you will pay for canceling the taxi. And I was telling him, I'm not going to cancel this taxi, because if I cancel, I will get fined for it. So you have to cancel. And he was like, we should pay him money because he has wasted his fuel coming here. And the bottom line was, got angry, and then he left, and then we contacted Uber and asked that the ride be changed for us at no cost. So that was just one out of some experience I've had with perception of being like treated based on my racial discrimination, based on race. Or sometimes when you go to a place, an apartment we're supposed to rent, and on the phone we were speaking as a friend of mine who was Ukrainian spoke. So maybe the landlord had an idea that it was maybe Ukrainian, but immediately we got there, he was like, no, he doesn't give his apartment out to Nigerians or black people. You know, and to have that kind of decision taken, not based on your personality, but based on the color of your skin, it sort of brings you back to that age. You know, when you watch Martin Luther King's videos, or when you watch the slave trade videos, it brings you back to that time, and you're wondering, are we in the 21st century? Or have we evolved, or am I backward or something? So one good experience, I was heading to school, and I was with my bag. My bag was sort of opened. I didn't realize that it was opened, and then this old woman walking behind me came up to me immediately and was trying to explain to me in Ukrainian language or in Russian, I can't tell the difference, that I needed to close my bag, but I didn't understand what she was saying. So she sort of looked at my bag, closed it up, so I understood. And she followed me, and she was telling me about bad people. She followed me to the bus stop, stood there, and was telling me I should close my bag, I should put my bag under my arm because of bad people. They may take my phone or take my money. She asked me where was I going to. I told her I was going to Kimo, that's my school, and she was like, okay, she would wait for me. She stood there, a bus came, she went in the bus, looked at me, came out of the bus and stood close to me and waited till my own bus came, took me in, told me, put your bag under your arm, don't bring it out, they would steal from you, and waited for me to go before going into our own bus. And for me, that was, on my way, I was like, do they still have such people around that are willing to go the extra mile for first a stranger, not just a stranger, a black stranger, and you have language barrier. But you see, language barrier didn't stand in our way of communication. Race didn't stand in our way of assistance. Or differences, racial or national differences didn't stand in our way. At that point in time, it was just two individuals, one trying to help the other from getting into harm's way. Okay, so if I hear Ukraine, what comes to my mind first would be the clothes. Vyshyvanka, if I'm correct. Because I've never met a country who has a day set aside to celebrate the cultural attire. Only in Ukraine. strange. So if I hear Ukraine, what else comes to my mind? The ladies, beautiful ladies. Oh my God, amazing. I mean, I see the guys not so handsome, they're so, but the ladies, amazing. What comes to my mind when I hear Ukraine? The food. The food most definitely comes to my mind, from borscht to vareniki to smetana, and there's something they do with mashed potatoes, and they put, I don't know what it's called, and they put like milk on it, but it's mashed. It's delicious.